Welcome back to another Pilates mat workout at home. Let's get started. We're going to start sitting nice and tall with your knees at 90 degrees, about shoulder width apart. Go ahead and open up the knees if you find this challenging to sit up tall. You want the ear, the shoulder, and the hip all in one line here, and you should feel your sits bones right into the mat. Sit up tall. As you inhale, I want you to elongate the spine, grow tall. Exhale, draw the belly into the back of the spine, forcing the air out. Inhale. And exhale, draw the belly in. And I want you to continue that breath, that forced exhalation. Go ahead and bring your arms nice and forward. Roll those shoulders down. Take a big breath in to prepare. I'm going to have you exhale, slowly tilt off the sits bones, drawing the belly into the back of the spine. You have that nice curved position. Don't go roll back too far. Slowly curve, sitting tall, restack bone by bone. Inhale, elongate. Exhale. And inhale, slowly peel up. This also can be done 2 breaths. A little more challenges. Try that right now. Inhale, elongate. Exhale down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, slowly peel up. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, roll off that sits bone. Inhale, hold. And exhale, slowly peel up. Good. All right, let's go ahead and you can extend your legs completely or keep your legs open diamond or at this 90 degree. We're going to do a little spine stretch forward. Inhale, elongate, scoop out the abdominals, reach over towards your toes, slowly restack. Again, changing the leg position, optional if you have that flexibility that allows for it. Legs about shoulder or hip width. Good. Scooping up through the abdominals, closing the ribs, belly into the back of the spine. One more time. Good. You're going to bend one knee, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, go back to that half roll. Slowly peel up. Extend the leg. Bend the opposite knee and take it down only to your halfway point, maybe a little less. We're going to do that 2 more times. Lengthen the leg, restacking bone by bone. Bend the opposite. Slowly restack. Good. Now we're going to go back to that spine stretch forward. Scoop out the abdominals, belly into the back, flexing the feet optional, keeping the arms parallel with the ground, maybe in line with the ear. Slowly restack. Let's do that again. Flexing. As you reach, you can reverse that. You can point as you reach over toward the toes. 2 more times. Try not to let the arms fall. Now as you get a little tired, they can just glide across the floor. Good. Restack, bend one knee. We're going to take this down 2 times this time. Good. Switch to the other side. We're going to go back to the spine stretch forward. Flex 2 times. Each time trying to reach a little farther. 1 more. All right, everything is going to go to single count. So bend one knee, take it down to your half, extend, and spine stretch. Restack. Bend the opposite knee. Back to your spine stretch. I'm going to give you another option, arms overhead. And this is just a little more challenging. Restack. Bend the knee. The higher the arms, the harder the resistance. You can feel that extra challenge. Close the ribs as you reach forward. Last one. Good. Sit up nice and tall. I'm going to turn to face you. And again, open diamond. If you'd like, with the soles of the feet together, we're going to do a little lateral flexion. So go ahead and place this one hand on the floor, reaching the opposite arm, lengthen on the inhale, Think of lifting up and over a barrel or a fence. Take it up and over, same side. Try not to put any weight into this hand. We want lengthen and that lateral flexion. Reaching that arm up and over as well as the spine up and over. Same thing other side. Here we go. Roll the shoulder down. Inhale. And exhale up and over. Make sure you don't have any forward flexion here. So we're literally just isolating this lateral flexion of the spine here. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it nice and tall, both arms up. If your arms get a little tired, you can bend the elbows. Again, reposition those scapulae. We want that nice distance between the jaw and shoulder line. So arms long or at the elbow bend. Inhale and exhale, rotate. You want to rotate from the waist, not your upper body. And if you're in a tight space like I am here today, maybe you'd like to keep the elbow bent. There's several variations here that we can do. You can lengthen as you rotate. And keep the arms long. Remember, the upper body is very stable. 1 more to each side. Float the arms down, face the end of your mat. Okay, sit up tall. We're going to transition down. Inhale to elongate. Exhale, slowly roll off the sits bones, curving the tailbone up, rolling down very slowly. Shoulders, neck, and then head. Good. Okay, make sure you're nice and centered on your mat and your feet are about, well, the knees are about 90 degrees. Okay, not too tight yet and not too long. It's very important. All right, roll your shoulders down and back, and we're going to go into some imprinting. Remember, you want to find this neutral spine here. So if you can kind of see, there's just a little tiny space there. And you want the hip bone and the pubic bone all in one plane. Arms down at your side, wide across the chest. Feet are right in line with the hips. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to do a little preparatory move called pelvic rocking. Make sure your glutes are nice and deactivated. All this is all done through the abdominals. Another little tip here you can use is your fingers on the rib and hip, thumb at the bottom of the rib, index finger at the top of the hip. And I want that distance to close up. Belly goes in. 2 more. Use that breath. Force it out. 1 more. Let's hold this one. Good. Now walk your heels in about a half a step so your heels are almost underneath the knee. As you slowly press against the mat, you're going to peel up the tailbone, the sacrum, low back, mid back, and go into our nice shoulder bridge. Let's hang out here for a moment. We want to close the ribs. Good. Take a big breath in, wide across the ribs, and then exhale, reverse your order of your spine. Good. Let's continue that. Return to neutral, untuck the tail. Exhale. Low back imprints. Now squeeze the glutes, drive the heels into the ground, pressing evenly into both feet. Neck is long. And articulate upper back, feel the rib cage, waistline, pelvis, and untuck the tail at the bottom so you've got that nice neutral again. Continue 3 more of these. Inhale. And exhale. Great way to mobilize the spine. On this next one, we're going to hold it up. Now, if your feet aren't in the right position, this is going to feel a little awkward. We're going to lift the heels and lower the heels. So if they're too far away, it's going to go, oh, you hardly get a lift. Also, it's going to be a lot in your hamstring. So walk it in a little bit. Make sure you're pressing from the center of the ball of the foot. A little calf work as well as ankle mobility. If you want a little challenge for stability here, just bring your arms up, palms face, directly in line with the shoulders. Good. Lift. Make sure the ankle bones do not, or ankle joint does not bow outward. It goes straight up. Good. Last two. And one. Now hold it up, lower the hips and little pulses up about halfway down. Keeping high on those balls of the feet, heels are lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to hold it up, bring the arms back down, lower the heels, and slowly articulate. Good. I know you're really feeling the backs of those legs here. Let's go ahead and rock it out a little bit. If you need a little calf stretch, a little point calf and hamstring. And we're going to go to some single leg work. Okay, so go ahead and bend the legs, bring them back down. This time the legs are going to be glued together, okay? So ankles and knees glued together. And bring those heels in just a little bit so it's directly in line with the knees. All right, we're going to go back to an imprint and slowly peel up. And I want you to hold it up here. Hold it up. You're going to lift one leg, okay? You're going to lower the hip and lift, driving through that heel. Spine is neutral. About 8. Last 2. Now hold this one up right at the top and little tiny pulses. Lift, lift. So steady through the breath. 4, 3, 2. I want you to hold it up again. Lengthen the leg. We're going to go right into bicycles. Don't let the hips wobble. About 5 in each direction. Good. Now reverse it. 2, 3 more. Now hold it up. Come up a little higher. And slowly peel down. Good job. Let's stretch that out. Point flex. Good. All right. Let's bring both legs back together. Bring those heels in just a little bit. Inhale. Find your neutral, everybody. Slowly peel up. Let's lift up the other leg. Square the hips off. A lot of times that hip will drop. Square it off. Ready? Here we go. Keep it neutral. You can bring it down half or maybe 3/4. You can even tap your hip to the floor. As long as the pelvis is very stable, you're not feeling your low back at all. Now hold it up, little pulses. Last 2, hold it, lengthen it, reposition those hips. Let's go into our bicycles. About 5 in each direction. And reverse it. Reposition those hips if you're losing it. And no feeling this in the low back. Hold it up, come up a little higher, and slowly peel down. Good job. Let's stretch that leg out. Tucking in both knees into the chest. Good. Let's set our legs into tabletop. So the knees are in line with the hip, and you can see the ankles in line with the knees. It's like you're holding that T service right on your shins. We're going to do a little toe tap just to focus on pelvic and spine stability here while we mobilize the legs. All good core work. The farther you bring your toe down, the harder it is, so you can do a little half tap if you like. One more on each leg. Good. All right, hold it up. Open your arms to the side. Palms can be up or down. Keep your nice tabletop here, legs glued together. Knees stay aligned. You're going to roll to one side, keeping both shoulders on the mat, and then exhale back through center. Inhale, elongate and rotate. Exhale, back to center. Make sure you maintain control. We don't arch here, so make sure that you're purely rotating from the waist. Feel those obliques engage. Good. For those who would like to add on here, let's do one more to each side. I'm going to show you a kind of a fun variation here. Good. Hold center. Bring yourself up. Draw your elbows underneath the shoulders. You're going to go side to side with the chest nice and open. So it's the same exercise, just a little more challenging. This is a great prep for our next exercise. So watch for the change. You're going to go one side, other side. So 3 of these, and hold, lengthen out, bend the knees. 3 twists, 2, 3, maintain control, the lower the harder. 2, 3, hold, legs glued, neck long. One more to each side. Lengthen, maintain that control. 2, 3, hold it. Good. And slowly melt it on down. Good. Again, retuck the knees into the chest, maybe a little rocking. Okay, let's go ahead and bend that, place the feet back on the floor. If you move, recenter yourself on your mat, very common. All right, you're going to bring the arms over your shoulders. You're going to slide the back of the neck toward the mat and lift up into a little curl up, okay? A little chest lift. Keeping the pelvis stable. Belly goes in, so no rocking of the pelvis, no engaging the glutes. All right, bring those arms all the way overhead. Let's add on just a little bit more range of motion for the upper body. Now I want you to continue this. When you bring the arms down, the right knee is going to come right up into tabletop and alternate this. If your neck gets tired, both hands can go behind the head. Make sure you have about a fist distance between the chin. You don't want to jam it. No stress through the neck. Supporting the weight of the head only, not pulling on it. So you want to have those elbows in your peripheral vision. Good. This will be the last one, but I want you to continue. And now we're going to add rotation. So I want you to come up, hold, and rotate. Center and down. Lift. Rotate. Center. If you have those arms going, you can come up and rotate here. Center and down. Come up. Rotate. I like the hands behind the head. Flexion before the rotation. All right, we're going to hold this one up. I want you to take the opposite hand of the leg and pulse here for 8, 7, 6, steady breath, 4, 3, 2, and hold it up. Come up a little higher and continue. Come up. Rotate. I want you to just continue rotating. Now hold this one up. Take the opposite hand and reach. 4, 3, 2, hold it up. Come up a little higher and back to alternate. 4 more. 3. Exhale, 2. 1 more on each side. And take it all the way down. Nice little rest stretch. Close the ribs. Nice spinal elongation position. If you want, you can reach. Divide your body in half. It's like you're climbing the rope. Good. 1 more on each side if you're climbing with me. Okay, let's bring the arms back down at our side. Lift up one leg at a time for tabletop. Okay, let's bring the hands behind the head and hold it here just for a moment. We're going to slowly peel up and set this position. If this is too hard, you have a towel, or maybe you invested your under $2 ball here, you're welcome to do them as well. Okay? All right. Turning the palms down, we're going to go into the 100. Inhale. Come up a little higher. See if you can get those shoulder blades off the mat. We do this for 10 whole breaths. Now right now I have my legs in tabletop, but we're going to add on. One more full breath. Continue your pumping. The next time you exhale, I'm going to have you lengthen either upward or outward. 4 more. Last 2. Good. Now hold it up there. You're going to open, close the legs, bring it on down. Exhale, come up. Open, close. If you need that head support, right here. Last 2. Hold it up. Good. Little scissors here. If it gets too hard, bring those legs a little higher. They can also be bent scissors. Pelvis is stable. 1 more full breath. Come up a little higher and peel down. Very good. All right, toe tap to the ground. Open up the arms. Allow your knees to go to one side as you look in the opposite direction. Try to keep both shoulders down and the knees stacked, hips stacked, lengthen through the spine. Chin is lifted, so we don't want it jamming. I slowly bring it back towards center and switch to the other side. Nice little twist, little break here. All right, let's bring it back towards center. Tuck both knees in. And roll over all the way to prone. Okay, let's go ahead and face down. We'll warm up our back side, our back body. I want you to open up the arms so the corners of your mat, legs to match, head is in the hover position. We're going to alternate the right arm and the left leg. So we've done a lot of abdominal work, and we want to counter that by doing some back body, some extension work. Start nice and slow here. One more on each side, and then we're going to hold it up, and alternate into some swimmers. Neck is long, shoulders are down. Three more, whole breath, longer arms. Crown of the head reaching. Last full breath. Hold. Good. Slide your hands back, a little cat-cow. Hands under the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Start neutral. Inhale. There's your elongation phase. Exhale, curve the spine. Last two. And one. All right, let's go ahead and climb on down again. And let's open our legs. They can be the width of the hips, maybe shoulders. Bring your arms behind you. Okay, for those who would like to, a little harder variation is going to what I call W arms with the elbows bent. We're going to lower and lift. Think of thoracic extension. If you need a little support, place your forearms down. Try not to back bend here. Think of extending through that upper back region. Belly comes off the mat, or at least pulling upwards so you're not pressing your belly into the floor. So either the arms. Behind you, easier. W, a little harder. Last two. And one. Now I want you to hold it up. Lengthen the arms, circle and lower. This is called breaststroke. Come up, lengthen, circle the arms and lower. And again, if you're in a tight space, maybe your circles aren't quite so large. Last two. Exhale, go up, lengthen, inhale, and lower. Good job. Push yourself back up. Let's do a little shell stretch. It's really a static stretch. Rib is closed, the space is nice and hollow. One more full breath. All right, let's go to seated, and I'd like you to sit up tall, okay? If you have a prop with you, you can use that pillow, a towel, or maybe, like I said, you invested your under $2 ball at the grocery store. So give it a hug, sit up tall, arms reaching in front, roll off your sits bones, similar to what we did right at the beginning of class. And of course, we're gonna add on and have a little fun with this. Keep your feet anchored. He's on the mat. And you can take this if you'd like to what I call 3/4. Right? Just before those false ribs come up. Short down. All right, you guys ready to add some rotation? Let's hold it. You're gonna bend one elbow like you're pulling back on a bow. You've got that curved position, eyes follow the elbow, and bring it on up. Squeeze that ball, gives you a little feedback, helps you find the pelvic floor. Also, I find that it helps you anchor a little bit. If If you want to make this a little harder, you can bring the arm back, lengthen it, circle over. This is certainly a challenge position. Pull back or full rotation. Again, if you're in a tight space, you'll want to pull back, reach behind. One more to each side. Make sure you get your flexion first, add that rotation. Sit up nice and tall, good. All right, let's take the ball out, or whatever you've got there. Also, anything we do can be done without any equipment. I'm gonna put it at the just above the ankle, okay? You're welcome to put it at the inner thigh as well, but I find that this is a better anchor. All right, externally rotate, which means you got your Pilates feet, heels toward each other. Your feet are looking, turned out, and it's all from the hip. Arms reaching in front, restack, sit up tall, eyes forward. Squeeze that ball and just roll off those sits bones. We'll do 3 as a prep. See if you can take it to 3/4. Key here is control. All right, we're going to take it down all the way. And practice some roll-ups. Arms go to the ceiling or overhead. Tuck the chin, float the fingers to the ceiling, peel yourself up. Restack. And slowly take it down. See how smooth you can make this motion. The higher you bring your arms, the more challenging it is. You can keep it. Ooh, that's definitely more challenging. You can keep it overhead for further challenge on the way up. You can see how challenging this is. This will be the last one. Good, we're going to go into our spine stretch forward again. Reach and do a little combo move. Slowly peel up. Arms can be in front. You're going to hinge back this time, just before you feel like your legs are going to come off the mat, and curve down. Restack. Curve. Spine stretch. Sit up tall, hinge back, and take it down. Good. All right, we're going to do one more. Keeping the arms parallel with the ground. Hinge back, maintain the control. Curve, slowly take it down. Come on up. Perfect. Okay. We're going to take that same move and add some rotation to it. So let's go a little wide, maybe about the width of your mat. If you have something to hold on to, again, it could be the ball, it could be your towel, or your little pillow. We're going to sit up tall, and I'm going to have you rotate to one side. If you're going with me, I'm on my left. I'm going to take it down. Go very slowly. Peel all the way down. Circle the arms. Your hands are directly over your opposite thigh as you peel up. And again, we're going to do 3 in each direction. Circle the arms. Sit up nice and tall. Ready? We're going to go the other direction. And slowly roll off your sits bones. Circle the arms overhead. Eyes can follow the fingers. Again, key here is control. This will be the last one. The bigger the circle, the harder it is. Good. All right. So let's get rid of our whatever equipment you happen to use. Scoot forward because we moved a little bit. Okay. We're going to take it all the way down. You can lengthen your legs if you like. Bending the knees, lifting one leg up and then the other. So this is our classic tabletop. And we're going to learn how to do a prep for roll overs. Okay. So a lot of times people call these a reverse curl, but they do them wrong. So they swing the legs and tuck the knees in and throw the legs over. So we're not going to do that. We're going to learn proper form. So keeping the knees directly in line with the hip to start. You're going to go into that spinal imprint. So press your low back into the mat and just lift up the tailbone slightly. So the knees, again, don't come inward. Let's do 3 more of those. This is our prep. Sometimes we tend to shrug and lift the chin, so just be aware of that. Wide across the chest. Good. Okay, one more for the road. All right, that's your preparatory move. We're going to go into roll overs. So it is easier to have longer, if you have flexibility, you can straighten the legs. It does make it easier. So if you can't, that's okay. Just make sure that your knees start in line with the hip. Lengthen, 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 and we'll do it again. Let's practice a couple with the legs extended. Legs can be glued or open up to the width of the shoulders. All right, now we're going to go up and over. So here we go. Inhale to prepare. Make sure your neck is neutral. You're not rotating to the side. Exhale, up. And only roll to your shoulders. We don't need to touch your toes to the floor. Big breath in. And then slowly articulate ever so slowly down, starting with where we are finishing where we started with our legs in line with the hip, okay? Again, no swinging. Inhale. Up first, over second. Watch your chin. Good. Last one. All right, we're going to have our legs glued together. Relax through the upper body, arms long at your side. Try not to use the arms to push. We're going to circle our legs one direction. Make them small to start. Exhale as you come back to center. These are called corkscrew. Inhale the first half of the circle. Exhale to finish. Reverse your direction. Notice how my upper body is nice and quiet, still. Drawing the belly in each time. This is great for those abs. Those of you, again, tighter in the hamstrings, you're going to do it with more of a bent leg. Okay? All right, take a little bit of a break, rock it around, and then we're going to move on. All right, lengthen your legs again, tuck the chin. You're going to climb up your legs, roll your shoulders down and back, okay? You're going to lower one leg. We're going to go into a quick set of scissors, single straight leg. Try to make sure the leg just doesn't flop to the floor. Pelvis is stable. Climb up. The higher you climb, the harder it is, rolling your shoulders down and back. Start conservative. Inhale, transition. Exhale. Let's start slow without the pump. Nice and slow. Guide that leg in. Notice how even my scissors are. Good. We're going to go to the double pump. Double, double. See, I'm not really pulling 2 times with the leg. See if you can get those shoulder blades up a little higher. Belly's in. Make sure you get a full breath. One more on each leg. Good. Hold both legs up. Hands can be behind. I'm going to have you lower the legs and lift. Double leg lowering. Make sure you don't swing. Tendency is to swing. Lower. Last two. Last one. Hold it down about halfway. Tuck in one knee. Good. I'm going to have you reach for single leg stretch. Eyes looking right over those shins. If your neck gets tired, the head can go down, but I'm going to invite you to extend the legs more upward. Last two. And one. Good job. Tuck the knees in and peel it all the way down. All right, let's do a little neck release. So placing your legs back on the mat, knees about 90 degrees. Look over one shoulder. Think of keeping the jawline away from the shoulder. Arms are long. Cheek, ear toward the mat. We're not here. Same thing other side. All right, we're going to add a twist with this. So as you look to one side, let the knees fall to the opposite. If you have a sensitive back for the day, you go wider legs. Arms can be wide here too. Just hold it. Same thing other side. Back to center. We're a little rolling like a ball for a transition. So grab your shins gently. Tuck the chin, lift up the head, neck, and shoulder. Roll your shoulders down. Press your shins into your hands and your hands into your shins. And notice your spine makes a little rocking chair shape. Start rocking. You might get to your balance point, little pause, hold. Again, we don't want to kick the legs or tuck the knees. Don't throw the head back, only roll to your shoulder. Two more. And balance. Reach, little boat pose. Challenge yourselves here today. All right, just bend the knee and alternate that. A little challenge. Open that chest, arms reaching long. All right, we're going to go a little quicker. So tap, tap, steady breath. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Gently grab behind. Sit up tall. Good. All right, let's go to kneeling. We're going to do a little kneeling outer hip here, a little side series. So what I'd like you to do is place your hands behind your head just for a moment. Ear, shoulder, hip, and knee all in one line. If you need to, go just a little bit wider than the hips. Release one hand. You're going to reach down toward the floor while you bring up the opposite knee. Okay, just like this. Make sure your hand is directly underneath its shoulder. Lengthen your leg, square off everything. Okay? You're going to bring the leg forward, pump it 2 times, and press back. Pump and press. Pump and press. Pelvis is stable. Spine is stable. Watch your range of motion here. We don't want to do this. Pump. One more. Now hold it directly in line with the hip. Lower lift. Don't swing the leg. doing about 8. If you want to do more, you're welcome to. 8 to 10 typically. Hold it up, little pulses. Hold, little circles, baby circles. About 8 in each direction. Leg is long. Reverse. Hold it up. Now here comes the fun. You're going to push yourself up, and same thing other side. Reach. Challenge that balance and control. Flexing the foot, square off everything. Shoulder stack, hip stack. Bring it forward and back. Forward, back. You can flex and point, or you can point and flex. I'm a flex pointer. Now if it's getting a little hard, you can also have a bent knee here. You might have one side that's a little more cooperative. This is my weaker side. All right, hold it up, leg lift. Neck is long, don't let your head drop. Hold it up, little lifts. Again, if it gets too challenging, don't quit, just bend the knee. Hold, little circles. And reverse. Again, this is my tougher side, so I'm going to do a knee bend. Knee bend. And hold. Now watch, we're going to do a fun little pattern here. I'm going to have you push yourself back up to our kneeling position. Reach. Lengthen out. Lift 4, 3, 2, hold. This is challenging. 4, 3, 2, hold. Now take everything to 3, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And twos. 1, 2. Hitting everything here today. And singles. Good. All right, take the leg lift out. We're just going to alternate. You can do a knee bend or a straight leg. One more on each side. Hold, turn, and send those hips all the way back. Open the knees if you want a little inner thigh release. Sway those hips side to side. Hold center. Slide one hand and then the other. Push yourself up. Good. Let's do a little plank. So you're welcome to be on your elbows or to what I call that higher plank. Here we go. Toes curled underneath. Lift up. Neck is nice and long. Shoulder is down. We're just holding this position. Make sure you don't allow that belly to sag. So if you feel it in that low back, tuck the tail under, squeeze those glutes and hold that. We're going to hold for about 30 seconds, give or take a few. One more, full breath. Bend the knees and send your hips all the way back just for a little break. All right, you're welcome to do another set again on your elbows. Okay, we're gonna add on here a little bit, legs together, and we're gonna lift up one leg. You're gonna rock forward, back, and then alternate that. Lift. This is leg pull. Good control. Be on your elbows as well. One more on each side. Hold for 10 seconds. Make sure your elbows are soft so they're not bowing out. Don't want to hyperextend through the elbow. Bend and take a break. All right, let's go into leg pull back. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands behind us. Roll your shoulders down and back. Turn your fingertips so they're facing your hips. If that's not comfortable, you can turn them out slightly. Also, this can be done on your elbows, lots of variations. Okay, sit up nice and tall. We'll start easy because this, I think, is a really hard one. You're going to lift up the hips. Okay, you're going to lift up a leg and then lower it. Lift, lower, lift, lower. You can do a 2 count. One more on each side. Hold, lower, and forward fold. That's a little rough on the wrist, so if you have sensitive wrists, you might want to, again, do that on your elbows. And that's the modified version. I'll show you the full version, but we're not going to do a whole set, just for those who would really like a challenge. You're going to lift up your leg, your hips, lift up the leg without letting anything move. It can be a bent knee or a straight leg. This will be the last one. Hips high, lower, forward fold. Rolling those shoulders down. Now if you're trying to stretch out the hamstrings, which I felt that a lot in my hamstrings, you want to have a more straight spine. So let's do that. Toes flexed or pointed. Flex, pointed. Pointed is a little easier. Flex a little more challenging. And with a straight spine. If that's too hard, you can bend one knee and kind of focus on one leg at a time. Eyes should be looking roughly at your shin knee area. Okay. Now let's go curve spine and notice the difference between the two, keeping that rib cage away from the thighs, shoulders down. Last full breath. And I want you to slowly peel up. All right, turn to face. A little stretching here. We're going to do the Z-sit for the mermaid. The problem here is that people tend to get that S curve. So what you want to do is you want to anchor that hip. So with the leg that's behind you, that hip likes to pop up. So do your best. If that doesn't work for you, you can do open diamond or legs crossed, okay? Sit up nice and tall. Place one hand on the floor. Lengthen and go into a little lateral flexion. And we're going to alternate. Try not to, again, lift up that hip. So it's reaching, lengthening, anchoring that hip. Same thing, other side. Sit up tall. Okay, reach up and over. can just flow side to side. Take your time. It's not a race or how many reps you can get in. It's all about the form, execution, coordinating with the breath. Good. Okay. Bring your soles of the feet together. Little open diamond. Sit up tall. Bring the arms. Reach up tall. I'm going to have you bend the elbows, press back without leaning forward. I want you to pull those arms back, reach all the way down, curving your spine, eyes looking at your belly. Press back. Reach the arms, curve. All right, this time we're going to bring it all the way back the best you can. Reach behind your little bind. If you're a little more flexible, you're welcome to lengthen your legs. Now I want you to allow a little forward fold here as you bring your arms the best you can. Little shoulder stretch and release. On this next exhalation, slowly peel up. Release the bind behind you. A few shoulder rolls, big stretch up. And allow your neck. Just a little lateral static stretch here. Ear toward the shoulder, hand on the floor. It also can reach behind the back here. That takes it a little deeper. Keeping that shoulder not only down, but back. All right, look at that armpit. Gentle pressure, gentle. Should feel good. Breathe through any tight areas. Good, take a big stretch up. Same thing other side. Try to get into that nice position first. You're nice and neutral, and then gently hinge, lengthen over. Chin toward, again, it's very gentle pressure. All right, release the arm, and a few neck circles just to the front. It's like half circles just to the front, never to the back. We don't want any compression in that cervical spine. Center, pull those shoulders back and down. Okay, great. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me today, and see you next time.